plan comes together. Big question though tonight is, what kind of plan are we going to have in place as we continue to march on in Genshin Impact? Because I know that from the previous stream that there was a demand to focus on the story over building up my characters and unlocking the Adventurers Guild in Fontaine. So it'll all depend on whether or not I can keep it going as far as the story is concerned, whether my characters are strong enough to do so, or whether or not I actually do need to build up my characters and unlock the Adventurers Guild in Fontaine. But we will know one way or another if we are able to accomplish the latter. But chances are, we're going to be focusing on the former. So, hey there Luna, and to everyone else that's just logging on, we're glad to have you with us here tonight. So, greetings people of the world, Matthias Griffin back with you for the continuation of Let's Play Genshin Impact live here on Twitch. So, we're going to go ahead and get the journey started. I think I've switched myself back over to being on controller. I'll note if I don't see my mouse, and I don't see my mouse, so that means that things were successful, and I did make sure to do that, so it looks like we're all set to go. Yeah, I hope for those of you who live in the US that you enjoyed your Thanksgiving and possibly engaged in the insanity that is Black Friday. And I hope that if you're able to do all that, you did it safely and that you enjoy being with your family and everything. Because that's always important. Especially these days, we take it so much for granted. And hopefully, if you did do Black Friday shopping, you didn't go all in on a TV that you're just going to return within a matter of days. Because I've heard lots of stories about people just returning a TV that they bought on Black Friday a few days later for no reason whatsoever. Like, what's the point of that? Is it just to make sure that no one else can buy one? Yeah, that's just something that slips my understanding. And Lexi's Fantastic Adventures unlocked. Well, before we get to that, there is something I do need to do. Pick up the reunion reward. Oh, I only have a few more days left to get all this stuff. I don't know what this stuff is down at the far end. Northlander Billet Trove. It's... oh, okay, it's for a new weapon. And then 200 Primo Gems. Okay. And over here... get that reward. And then over here, yeah, here's the Lexi's Fantastic Adventures. Only good for 2 more weeks and only if you do fishing. Alright. So now that we've established that, let's go ahead and venture off into the headquarters. Seems to be out in the middle of the lake, which it is. So since I don't have to worry about too shallow to dive here, yeah. Level 79, ooh. So as we dive, here's the waymark, the waystone. Got that unlocked. Oh, those are things I don't know. Can I fight them? I don't think I can. Because I don't have a command to do so. So we come over here. Oh, you're doing that fishing event, okay.
Found it! Huh. So this is the entrance that leads to the synth production base. It sure doesn't seem out of the ordinary at all.
Yeah, they don't want it to stand out, so they buried
You're
it.
right. An important place like this is bound to have a ton of protective measures and mechanisms.
Also, how can I hear what she's saying if we're both underwater?
Navia's probably arguing up a storm right now to stall for us.
Meanwhile, inside the Opera Epiclese. Ooh, what's going on here? Yeah, what is Navia gotten herself into? As we hear organ music
It would
playing.
appear that I must repeat my question again, Mr. Tartaglia.
Oh, this is Nouvelette's doing the talking.
Do you accept the charge that you are the true culprit behind the serial disappearances case?
Oh,
To be perfectly
That's right.
honest, I don't understand your country's complicated court system, or the reason why I'm being charged with something I've never even heard of. However, I did hear that people who have been charged can choose to participate in a duel to clear their name. Is that right?
yeah. This child is so gonna be heavily favored.
In which case, as long as I accept the charge, I can have an all-out fight with that champion duelist Clorend, right? I've got to admit, that's one of the most enticing offers I've ever received. When I privately sparred with her last time, she was obviously holding back. Real disappointing.
Hey! Don't you understand? You're currently the prime suspect for a major case. This isn't the place for you to be looking for fights.
Oh? Sounds like the Hydro Archon wants to lecture me on the ways of the Opera House.
Well, she does rule around here.
Then why don't you duel me too? I'm the kind of student that learns best in the heat of battle.
Oh, you are far from a student, believe me.
No. That's not what I meant.
Alas, it would appear that communication with the defendant is going poorly, and we have made very little progress. In that case, let me explain everything from the very beginning again. The goal of this trial is to determine the culprit behind the serial disappearances case.
That case had nothing to do with him. You've got the wrong man.
Yeah, the right man is over your shoulder wearing shades.
Huh? What's going on? Why is she interjecting again?
Because she can.
I told you it couldn't be one of the Fatui harbingers.
Miss Navia, this is the second time you've interrupted the court proceedings. I only tolerated your behavior last time because you were able to provide the court with a key eyewitness. But that was an exception rather than standard court protocol. I can very well charge you with contempt of court for your interjections.
Ouch.
Oh, please. Did you ever think I had any respect for this place's pointless theatrics? We can put that discussion aside for now. I'm not here to argue with you. I'm here to charge the true culprit behind the serial disappearances case. And if my charges prove true, then Tartaglia here will be proven innocent by default, correct?
Oh, a young lady has charged in and offered to clear my name. How fascinating. Well, I'd gotten half bored to death by all these rules and procedures anyway, so I'll take you up on that offer. So, Your Honor, is there nothing else for me to do now?
You may take a seat for now in the audience, but that doesn't mean the suspicions against you have been lifted. Now then,
Yeah, I
Miss
guess
Navia,
not.
who is the person you would like to charge instead?
That person is...
Drumroll, please. Choose the most... Oh, I gotta do this? Oh, jeez. Controller? Yeah, we had, decided on Marcel.
Marcel, the head of Confrérie of Cabrières.
Huh? What confrérie? Never heard of them in my life.
I've heard of them, but weren't they Spina di Rosula's sister organization?
Oh, is this going to be a friends to enemies type situation?
Please let me remind you, Miss Navia, that charging someone is an incredibly serious matter. Committing to the charge also means taking on the legal responsibilities associated with it. And if the charge fails, depending on the circumstances, you may also be charged with the crime of making a false accusation. Knowing this, do you still wish to charge this man?
Yes, I do.
In that case, I declare the charge to be valid. Miss Navia and attorneys, please take your places on the court. Members of the guards, please contact Mr. Marcel right away so that he may stand trial.
After some time, a shocked and confused Marcel is brought to the stands.
Mr. Marcel, you will not require an attorney. Is that correct?
Apologies. It all just happened so quickly. I still haven't figured out what's going on. I think an attorney won't be necessary. This is probably just a misunderstanding between me and Navia.
Very well. In that case, since both sides have now arrived, Miss Navia, please present your charges.
I would like to take everyone back to 3 years ago, to the case of Callus the Unfaithful. Only through elucidating what really happened in that case can we connect all the dots for the serial disappearances case.
Navia, do you really think that I was the one who killed your father? Come on, why would I do that? Callus was my benefactor, and remember, both you and I only ran to the scene when we heard the sound of a gun. If that's enough to make me a suspect, wouldn't that make everyone at that banquet a suspect as well?
I think there's no point in getting into the specifics right now. The audience doesn't even have the big picture yet.
Neither do
Even
I.
struggling to remember some details of that case.
Probably on purpose.
Exactly correct, Your Honor. I must refresh everyone's memory about that case before I can explain my charge and reasoning.
I see. In which case, I will recount the findings about that case as originally recorded by Maison Gardiennage.
Alright then. Based on the opposition's account of events, you can identify loopholes in their statements. So yeah, we've done this before. Use your refutations to convince the audience and obtain more support from the people. The oratress will display such shifts clearly. When you find and refute all incorrect content, you can complete the cycle of refutation and unveil the truth.
On the day of the murder, Spina di Rosula hosted a large banquet in a countryside estate owned by the Confrérie of Cabrières. During the banquet, all attending guests heard 2 gunshots from the courtyard. When the guests arrived at the scene, they found the primary suspect, Callus, holding a gun, while his acquaintance, Jacques, lay dead from a gunshot wound. The guards' investigation did not recover any other firearms from the scene. As a result, they concluded that the suspect's first shot must have missed, while the second must have taken Jacques' life. The suspect did not dispute this conclusion, and also declined to defend himself in court. Instead, he chose to prove his innocence through a duel. Callus was defeated by champion duelist Clarand in the ensuing duel, and soon succumbed to the injuries. These are the known facts about the case.
And so now it's time for our Phoenix Wright impression.
The one with the motive to kill was Jacques, not my father. And even so, Jacques still had no reason to pull the trigger. In truth, the third person shot Jacques first, and was shot in turn by my father when my father seized the gun from him. After that, the true culprit turned the third person into water, erasing all traces of him from the scene. Thank you for the summary, Your Honor. Of course, the guard's conclusion appeared quite sensible to us at the time. However, we should revisit the case now that we've gained new information about the abilities of water from the primordial sea.
And so, identify loopholes. Information regarding Florent. Florent, the advisor to the Spina di Rosula, claimed that he was very grateful to Callus for his kindness. He was also present on the day of the banquet of the case, at the banquet on the day of the case, and can provide evidence that Callus did not carry a gun with him when he went out.
Something's...
But it's not the correct answer here. Combining the information regarding the Gardamex and the investigation results so far, it can be concluded that there's only one other person who can have a large number of Gardamex in his possession and run the synth business without leaving traces. So this is not what that is. Jacques' family believed that he had struggled greatly with the order to kill Callus. Did he act in self-defense, or was there more to the incidents? 3 years ago on a rainy night, banquet goers heard 2 gunshots outside the house. When they reached the scene, Callus had a gun in his hands and Jacques had been shot and slain. In addition, the clothing of an unknown person found at the crime scene also seemed concerning. But is not the correct answer. That's not right either. And I doubt it's the seawater. Oh, it is. Alright, what else do we have? Huh? 2 gunshots. Just for me. I'm really wondering where is the aspect here.
The testimony of the victim's family confirms that Jacques had thoughts of assassinating Callus when he set out for the banquet. However, in the end, he reconsidered and instead shared everything with Callus, hoping to seek the latter's protection. Unfortunately for Jacques, the true culprit had already considered this possibility and had sent out another assassin.
Alright, so now at the scene of the crime. So this should be the clothing, right?
This assassin first shot Jacques, then turned to shoot Callus, only for Callus to wrestle the gun from him and kill him instead.
The guards' investigation did not recover any other firearms from the scene. As a result, they concluded the suspect's first shot must have missed and the second took Jacques' life. This deduction is based on the circumstances where there is no third person on the scene, but it turns out that there is a method that can cleverly cover up the killer's tracks. Which is over here.
A pile of clothing was found at the scene. The guards once believed they were used by Jacques as a costume to disguise himself, but now it is clear that the clothes were proof that there was a third person at the scene, and that they were turned into water after committing the murder. Since it was raining that day, the culprit was confident that they could use the rain to wash away all traces of their dissolved accomplice. Realizing this, the true culprit caused the hired assassin to dissolve into water, leading everyone to believe Callus was responsible for Jacques' murder. This is the true version of events.
So, successful refutation.
Ah, so that's what happened. Wait, you're telling me something as dangerous as water from the primordial sea has been used for all these years?
Yep.
What a great theory. It also explains Callus's and Jacques' respective motives. I guess they didn't shoot each other after all.
Mr. Marcel, you are the one being charged with the crime. You should provide a rebuttal if you wish to prove your innocence.
Ah, but I think I agree with everything Navia just said. In fact, there was nothing in her speech that directly implicated me.
Then, may I ask some questions? In my opinion, we primarily need to determine 2 things. 1, do you have the evidence to back up your claims?
I'm afraid not. At least not at this very moment.
Oh, geez, really?
If you don't have any evidence, you should just go home.
I may not have the evidence with me, but I know where I could go to collect it. If we look up the deserted clothes against a record of people who went missing around the same time, we should be able to find a match. Considering the serial disappearances case, the guards probably kept careful records of all missing persons from around that time, regardless of age or gender.
That makes sense to me. Monsieur Neuvillette, I would consider this to be a reasonable investigative direction.
Why do I feel like Farina's acting a little differently today?
I guess because she can't pin it all on an outsider.
Maybe she's scared of embarrassing herself again?
Alternatively, she's become more diligent after charging an innocent citizen in the last trial.
My second question has to do with the ensuing duel. If the truth is indeed as you described, then why didn't Mr. Callus explain himself in court? If he had testified that a person had been dissolved, he could have at least mounted a defense.
But you didn't have that information at the time, right?
I've thought about this too, and the answer is actually pretty simple. He felt there were things that were more important to him. The dissolving power of water from the primordial sea is an important secret for the true culprit of the serial disappearances case. My father could have exposed it for all to see, but he chose to take it to the grave. At that time, Spina di Rosula was in dire straits, and his reputation had already been shattered. He had no guarantee that going forward with the truth would allow the culprit to be brought to justice. What was certain, however, was that it would paint a gigantic target on my back.
Yeah, it certainly did.
Boss once told me that Demoiselle had already been selected as the next target of the serial disappearances case.
What?
If the secret had gotten out, the culprit would have fought an all-out war with Espina right there and then. I wouldn't have been the only one in danger. All of us would have stood to lose our lives. Of course, the guards might eventually figure out the truth of the matter and determine that we were in the right. But what good would that do? How can a hollow verdict protect anyone?
Yeah.
Had this opera house ever given my father any kind of confidence in its brand of justice, Spina di Rosula would have had no reason to exist. But by staying silent, we retain the ability to deter our opponents and continue the stalemate. I was able to become Spina di Rosula's president, which made me harder to target, as well as giving me more time to grow and learn. And once I have figured out the truth and stepped up to the challenge, I will do what this opera house cannot, and restore my father's truth and honor back to him.
So, you mean to say, your father intended to die in the duelist's ring?
Yep.
That's right.
Do you have any proof?
Of course. All you need is to ask his opponent, Clarand.
Yeah, she's standing right next to you.
I don't need your apology, your guilt, or your support from the shadows. You don't have to do anything for my sake. But since he entrusted his will to you, Clarand, you should tell us the truth about his sacrifice.
So, during the duel, did you believe that Callus was intending to die?
Yes, I did. As a champion duelist, I've fought many battles and taken a countless number of dishonored lives. In my line of work, I've seen all kinds of people give their all for the faintest hope to continue living. Some were determined, others passionate, and some even manic and twisted. Just one look and I can tell if a duelist is hoping to live or if they're looking to die. I hereby swear on my name and honor as a champion duelist that Mr. Callus never intended to leave the ring alive.
Since that's your testimony, I have no more questions. It appears there really are good grounds to reopen this case.
I concur. However, Miss Navia, you still have not explained the link between your father's case and the serial disappearances case.
We're gonna do it.
Right? What she said was fascinating, but kind of beside the point.
Wait, weren't they just talking about the serial disappearances case?
Of course, Your Honor. The two cases are connected via a matter of timing. In my father's case, the culprit intended to kill both Jacques and Callus. As a result, they planned to act after hearing 2 gunshots. And at the end of Linny's trial, the culprit also only dissolved the victim in front of everyone because they realized they were at risk of being identified. The culprit could only time their actions so precisely if they were already at the scene. Coincidentally, Marcel attended both the banquet and the trial.
So that's why you suspected me. Even after hearing your reasoning, I still can't help but find it a little preposterous. I'm used to it, though. You've always been an impulsive and sentimental child, Navia. It's one of your most endearing traits.
And yet...
No need to appeal to pathos.
I won't try to refute your points one by one, but even if everything you just said was true, can you prove that I was the only person present at both events? On top of that, does a person have to be physically present to control the timing? Can't someone remotely monitor the place?
Know what she can say to that.
I know that even with that, you might still think you can reduce the list of suspects with some further investigations, until I'm the only one left on the list. Alas, who won't feel at least a little hurt by an accusation of murder from a girl you see as your own daughter? But if I were to dismiss this completely, you'd also think I'm not being considerate of your feelings. Ah well, let Uncle Marcel teach you another lesson.
Oof.
Do you know what the biggest flaw in your reasoning is?
I suppose you're gonna tell me anyways.
It's timing again. I'm a businessman by trade. From that standpoint, there's no reason for me to kidnap young women. It's a high-risk action with nothing to gain. In addition, I left my home in Snezhnaya when I was young to come
There's
to
the
Poisson
admission.
and work in some trade. My business only thrived when I received Callus's patronage.
Well, there it is right there. He's from Snezhnaya.
But the disappearances began before I ever stepped foot in Fontaine.
I do apologize, Demoiselle. This was my mistake.
No, it's not your fault. I'm sure he had come prepared.
Is there anything else you'd like to say? Would you like to check the date of my first business license against the first known case of the serial disappearances? You can also take a look at my border entry records, or ask my friends and family when I left Snezhnaya for the first time. Could those records and testimonies do something to appease the unspeakable anguish in your heart?
Seems like she got the wrong guy. At this rate, Navia will be convicted for falsely accusing him.
I think you've done a superb job of dissecting your father's feelings as he neared the end of his life. But aren't you going against all of his wishes and expectations right now?
I guess we're about to find out soon enough. Hey there, Bubba. Welcome to the stream. Glad to have you with us.
He wished for you to become more rational, collected, and conscientious, instead of dwelling only on your own feelings. Once you've learned to be more considerate of others' feelings, and to stop rushing headlong into things, you'd have met most of his expectations.
This isn't just about me, and it never has been. The biggest difference between me and the rest of the victims is that I still have the ability to search for the truth. While that same agency has long been taken from them, the people whose families were destroyed by synth abuse, the people who lost their loved ones to the serial disappearances, and the people who suffered tragic ends due to their sense of justice. Many people's images are flashing before my eyes. I'm sure some are coming to those of you in the audience as well.
Yeah, she's trying to appeal to them.
And whose image do you see, Marcel? Is it a man named Vacher? Oh, so you do know that name.
I'm
Yeah, that's what he
merely
used to
surprised
know.
you'd suddenly say the name of someone I've never even heard of.
I was waiting for you to say that.
Oh, it's on now. A little while earlier at the entrance to the synth production base. Yeah, while the case is in progress. Back over to underwater. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I saw a hydroculus, but I guess we're not gonna get at it right now. I'm gonna poke my head and emerge. So what do we got going on here? A party setup. I'm good with where I am. Oh no, wait a minute. Yeah, I brought in Calais temporarily, but I want to go back to Layla. Alright. Here we go. Yeah, they're 82.
Windblade!
Don't be scared.
I need to remember how to attack because I'm not attacking. Yeah, attack.
Amp it up!
As a dutiful maid would.
Come on, attack. Yeah, this is gonna be one of the greater challenges of switching over to PC because everything's on a smaller screen.
I must leave no stone unturned.
At least these things are patient. Right, it's down. What's this?
Whoa!
Spins around.
The floor is going up!
Okay.
Is it because of this mechanism in the middle? That guy really prepared a lot of stuff for this place.
Certainly does.
Windblade!
Nope.
Paimon thinks we need to go up, but Paimon doesn't see a way. Let's take a look around. Maybe we'll find a hidden mechanism that'll show us the way up.
Yeah, let's... Like, I'm so... in such a way... Oh, hold on. Oh, we gotta swim for it? Can I do anything with this? Oh, I gotta go lower? Okay, I guess I gotta drain this somehow. So now the question becomes, how do I drain the water? I want out. Why can't I jump out of the water? Okay, that's weird. At least I can come over here. But that doesn't solve the problem. No, that's not how we do things. Yeah, I need to find some sort of mechanism to drain the water. I would think that one of these things does it. But I wouldn't know which one. It also seems I'm very adamant about attacking.
Feel the beat!
Yeah, try and set some of this foliage on fire, see if that does anything. Oh, oh, there is no switch, okay. Because, yeah, I was at that marker, but there was nothing to interact with. Yeah, I put myself in position, but there's nothing to interact with. So what am I supposed to be doing then? Oh, this? No, it's not that. Okay, then. Because, yeah, obviously trying to go swim at it in a dash isn't gonna break it down or anything. Okay, so I'm back underwater and I'm at the back at the crack again in the wall. This thing? So now I throw it at this. Nope. Is it the jelly? No, is it the crab? Oh, do I have to hold it? Okay, how do I reel it in? And keep it reeled. Because yeah, I'm just turning it over is what's happening. Is it following me or is it not following me? No, it's just chilling out. Okay, so I reel it in, and then... no, he's just still chilling out. No, he keeps turning back over. Because, yeah, L2 tips him over, but then R2 rights him back up. I already have it. Okay. So then we did that, and then we're swimming up. Nope. So how do I pull myself out of the water? Yeah, there has to be a way for me to pull myself out of the water. Because, yeah, it doesn't allow me to climb up the statue. Okay, over here. It's like, it's gotta be somewhere. That triggers the train then? No, it starts to make the water bubble. And flood the room more.
The water level is rising! Now we can swim to the top! But this is still a ways away from where we need to go.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I noticed the marker there, Luna. I just was trying to figure out where it was taking me. So we come around the corner, we fight more stuff.
With the wind!
My guiding stars!
I really need to change my button setup because I'm mixing up my button for attacking with my button for jumping.
Power cord! Time to rock!
really get in their face. Yeah, that'll help.
Shine for me.
Oh, that's not good. That's not good. Let's get the dog out of the way. Now we can focus on you.
Windblade!
Not now.
Oh, you don't keep going.
Steady as stone.
Attack, please, Noelle.
Feel the beat! Shred till I'm dead!
Leave it all to me.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, next wave.
Windblade! Disappear!
The night is cold.
Try and go as hard as we can.
Time to clean up.
Just swing for a while. Get out of the way of that.
Power cord!
Cole, learn to command.
Yeah, Lena. Oh, that's it. Alright, open up. And then hit this switch. Raising the water higher then. We're opening up another door. Okay, yeah, we are.
The path is clear. Let's go.
Yeah, now we are underwater again. Now we have water higher. Perhaps this is where we will get our next piece of the puzzle. Oh, we're falling back down again, it seems. Oh, okay, yes, shallow. I don't need to worry about it. Now what happens here? Oh, I was about to say, am I gonna have to platform here, but nope. The platform is set for me. Well, I am just barely over level 80 on everyone other than Florian.
Not now.
But yeah, like, I'm always up and willing anytime if you guys want me to play with you. Like, let me know and we'll do it. That's what I'm here for.
Feel the beat!
Like, I miss you guys like crazy, and it would be nice to be able to play with you guys again.
I'll catch up.
Windblade! With the wind!
Pyrotechnic! Time to rock!
Swing away.
The night is cold.
Whoa.
Power cord!
the only way I get better
Not now.
stuff is if I'm
Stars,
with people
shine
who
for
know what
me.
they're doing. Remember, I'm not as
Leave no
experienced at
stone
this as you
unturned,
guys
as a
are.
good knight should.
Whoa. Yeah, I know my attack sucks. Let's not beat around the bush about that.
Come on.
Come on is
Steady
right.
as stone.
It. Oh, jeez, don't throw yourself off the edge.
Disappear!
Oh, did that really go?
Hey, not the guitar! Shred
Geez, one really wants to actually be involved in the fight, and the other is just scared for their life.
Guiding stars. I must leave no stone unturned. I'll catch up.
Yeah, I know you guys really want me to play this game, but if I'm really gonna develop like you want me to,
Steady
I
as
can't do it
stone.
alone. Oh, reinforcements are on the field.
Feel the beat!
Oh, that just blows
Don't
right
be
by him.
scared. Not now.
At least these dogs are patient enough to wait their turn.
Leave it all to me.
Pyrotechnics! Amp it up!
Load it up.
As a dutiful maid would.
Okay, that's down. So let's glide down here. Oh, cutscene.
After all that, we finally made it to the innermost sanctum.
How bad is this gonna be?
Though, as expected, the mastermind isn't here.
Yeah, he's being charged by Navi as we speak.
That's right. Then let's hurry up and find some evidence so we can get back to the Opera House and help Navia.
So what lurks within?
What's all this? Aw, it's a bunch of really cute things.
Well, you never know. Cute stuff can be
Pink
used as evidence.
accessories, a hair tie, a necklace, even a makeup box.
There's a name too.
Paimon sees it too, but why are all these cute things labeled with different girls' names?
Makes sense that they belong to the victims.
You mean the girls from the serial disappearances? They were brought here?
What better way to hide the evidence?
And then they were turned into water. And all the boxes of things. These names. That means... Oh, this is terrible.
Agreed. Missing persons' possessions. You discovered objects within the containers labeled with the names of those who owned them with the deaths of the HQ. The names here must have something to do with the victims in the serial disappearances case. This might be proof that this was their final stop. Yes, indeed. One of the greatest catch lines ever. Examine experiment table. Ooh.
What's this over here? Looks like some kind of place for research. Experiment number 16 aims to verify Jacob Ingold's research conclusions on the primordial sea and use his theory as a foundation to achieve a breakthrough. The experiment was a failure. No individual managed to resurface from the water from the primordial sea. Female specimens 22, 23, and 24 were dissolved.
Oh, yeah, this is getting scary. Yeah, we need to console her.
Sorry, Traveler. Paimon will try her best. It's just that Paimon's never read something so scary before.
Yeah, this suddenly really went full-blown Halloween, didn't it?
How can someone
And we just
write
came off of
something
American
that
Thanksgiving.
terrible in such a matter-of-fact tone? You read the rest. Paimon's too scared to keep going.
Alright then. The goal of the researcher is to save his lover, a woman called Vignier, who was dissolved.
So that's why he did all of these experiments. But did he really think he'd be able to find a way just by dissolving people over and over? That's just insane!
Yeah, and then there's Vache.
Isn't that the name you heard by the fountain? Paimon thought he was an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case.
Or is he the researcher?
You mean Vache is the one who did all of these... experiments?
Yeah, and he signed off on a bunch of the experiment reports, and the voice I heard from the fountain is Polly Vignier. Ooh.
So that's it! Vache was no victim, but personally took his lover and... No, that's not it either! If that's the case, why would he want people to resurface from the water?
We gotta keep going
In
then.
any case, Paimon will write it all down.
Do it without peeking, please. Vache's experimental records. Experiment number 16 aims to verify Jacob Ingrid's research conclusions. Okay, so... yeah, there are many more records like these. Let's keep looking around, because we do see more sparkly. And we can't walk to where that is, so I guess we'll examine the pool over from here.
Oh, look! There's an important-looking basin over here, and it's full of water!
From the primordial sea?
That means this is where they make all the synth! And that special water is the main ingredient! If you dilute it with normal water, you'll get synth, but the pure stuff can dissolve a human! Paimon will take notes on this incriminating evidence.
Do we need to take some water with us too? Primordial seawater pool. The pool found within the HQ is filled with water from the primordial sea. The mastermind can use this to create synth and directly use it to dissolve people. And that brings us over here.
Let's see what's written here. Nothing escapes Detective Paimon's eyes. Callus. Navia's father. Oh, this seems to be an investigation report on him.
Related to Jacques and his case.
Yep, it's about finding someone to assassinate Jacques and Callus because of a lack of confidence that Jacques himself would go through with it.
Oh boy.
This should prove the existence of the third person, right?
Let's hope so.
We still have not determined the exact content of the key information Callus has passed on to certain members of his organization. The old dog's a real menace to deal with. Even if he abides by the promise he's made to us, he will still have the upper hand. He can act whenever he wants to make our lives miserable. The only option left is to remove him from the picture entirely.
Oh boy.
I concur. Let's send someone to kill him. He won't declare war as long as we don't touch Navia. Oh, seems like we've got a bunch of correspondence between the higher-ups.
But does it all work together? Because they planned this well in advance.
They're all just so evil.
Yes, they are. Also, Charles! Welcome back! Welcome to the stream. Glad to have you with us. Callus's investigation report. Clues concerning the Callus case that were found inside the bookshelf. Mastermind did not believe that Jacques would do the deed, and they sent us third party to ensure Callus's death. The content that followed also defined the culprit's motive to some extent. Okay. Yeah, we're certainly seeing that these days, aren't we there, Bubba? Okay, so if I made sure I've gone all around. Just be absolutely certain. Those are the miscellaneous objects. Oh, hold on. Bottles.
Whoa.
Glad I went around for another round.
There's so much synth here. And so many bottles of ingredients that probably just contain the waters of the primordial sea.
Don't break them.
Mixing in progress. Ready to drink. Stock sample? Huh. They've also got all the synth pretty clearly labeled. Whoa, there's even fruit-flavored synth?
Fruit flavored.
Yep, it's super obvious.
So now we're taking a bottle for ourselves. A popular potion circulating quite widely. It gives the drinker a very pleasant experience for a short time, but its side effects are equally strong. The producer uses these characteristics to earn a massive profit from its trade.
We've looked at almost everything here, and it seems like our theories were spot on. But...
Yeah, who really is this Vache?
yeah, we haven't found anything that reveals his true identity.
Unless it's Marcel himself.
No wonder even Nervalette wasn't able to find anything. Whoever it is probably destroyed everything to do with that name a long time ago.
Did they really?
That way, even if we bring all this back to the opera, we won't be able to identify the true culprit.
Yeah, clever, but maybe not clever enough. Let's look again.
Sure thing. Paimon won't admit defeat to this guy either.
Look for all clues related to Vache. Alright. So we examined the bottles. We've examined the experiment table. Unless I have to look at everything twice. Bookshelf. And there doesn't appear to be anything over this way. So those were the clothes. That's what the synth is stored in. Do we have to look at the experiment table again? According to the records, Vache didn't care how many victims he had to dissolve in his quest to bring his lover back to life. Like, it's... that sort of thing is screaming miraculous ladybug plot. But there's nothing here on Vache's true identity. Yeah, which ones make the most sense? Besides the investigation reports, there's a lot of research material. It seems their experiments have been going on for a very long time. Do I have to double back for what I'm looking for? Do I have to leave where I currently am in order to forge onward? Or do I?
You take that side and Paimon will take this side. Check everything carefully. We'll find something for sure.
After some time. Alright.
Ugh. Nothing at all. And Paimon can't even find snacks either.
What would they even eat here?
Whoa,
Well, apparently
really?
I found something.
What Paimon see?
It's all in the journal.
Where? Isn't that Vache's lover's name? Then you found her diary. Let's see. Aw, it's just a normal diary chronicling their love story. She was so sweet, too. Oh, Paimon feels even worse for her now.
A list of baby names. Including a whole bunch that were crossed out, but one that was circled.
So many! A whole page's worth! But they're all crossed out. Was she unhappy with all of them? The final name she decided on was Marcel.
That's how it's spelled?
Wait, but Marcel's pretty old. Has this case been going on for so long that he's Vache and Venier's grown son?
Yeah, it's like, we knew this case was going on for a long time, but that long?
Hey! Paimon still hasn't figured it out yet.
Vigniere's notebook. A notebook belonging to a lady named Vigniere. she records many stories of her time with her lover Vache. On one of these pages, she prepared many names for their future child, and the name she settled on in the end was Marcel. Obtaining the final key piece of evidence, you race back to the Opera Epiclese.
And whose image do you see, Marcel?
Where we pick up at the final line.
Is it a man named Vache?
Or one of them.
Oh, so you do know that name.
I'm merely surprised you'd suddenly say the name of someone I've never even heard of.
I was waiting for you to say that.
Navia! We're back!
As expected of my partner. I just knew you'd return in the nick of time.
Yeah, and watch. New Violette's probably gonna ignore the evidence because we're interrupting the trial.
Just how often do you intend to flout the rules of this court?
Yeah, I thought so.
It's all right, Monsieur Neuvillette. Given their confidence, I expect they've found the crucial evidence.
We have indeed. You say you've never heard of Vache? Choose the most reasonable answer. So yeah, it's obviously the Notebook.
But the truth of it, Marcel,
is
that you've always been Vache.
Yeah, hi there, Florian.
Huh?
We've investigated your lair and we already know everything! After your lover, Veneer, was dissolved, you kept abducting young women to experiment on the hopes of bringing her back to you!
Yeah, you became Hawkmoth / Shadowmoth / Monarch in order to bring your wife back from the dead.
You even created Marcel as a new identity and destroyed all records of your past as Vache!
So that's it. Even the villains in opera performances rarely go that far. And with that, Marcel's motive has now been established.
This information regarding your past also dismantles your prior timing defense. Well, Marcel, do you know where you went wrong? You fixated your gaze on the lover that passed away, instead of paying attention to the living people around you. So, you never noticed how we changed, or how we grew as individuals.
You also never understood Boss's real expectations for his daughter.
Or our determination to see things through.
Your determination?
Yeah, like, what a joke.
Mr. Marcel, please speak up now if you would like to defend yourself. Otherwise, the trial will move on to the next stage.
Do you really think I wanted to do any of this? Pay attention to you.
Just a minute.
What for? Have you ever paid attention to me? Ever empathized with my pain? Ever known how it feels to watch the love of your life dissolve right in front of your eyes? No one helped me. No one even believed me. All those decades ago, even the officers from the Maison Gardiennage were laughing at me. They said there's no way a human being can turn into water. So I must have gone mad from grief. Vinier's death was brushed away by all of you as if it didn't matter at all. Well, now you know, don't you? Ha! Well, it's too late now. All those who were dissolved are gone forever. You only have yourselves to blame. You set up this ornate opera house in pursuit of your so-called justice, your beloved drama, while turning a blind eye to the suffering of the people. Venier is dead. We promised each other that we would always be together. Wherever she goes, I will follow. But I'm not from this blasted place, so I can't be dissolved, no matter what I do.
Yeah, sucks for you, isn't it? So instead...
Hey, is that water from the primordial sea that he's drinking?
I can't dissolve! Can't dissolve! Can't dissolve! Do you all see? I can't go, I can't follow. So if I can't go where she is, what choice do I have but to try to bring her back? I did all of that, and in the end, that accursed Callus still got the better of me. I spent my entire life living on pins and needles, only to get stabbed by his idiot daughter at the very end.
She's no idiot because she caught you and exposed you.
The suspect is exhibiting signs of mental distress. Guards, please restrain him.
Don't touch
please.
me! Don't anybody come near me! I still need to save Vignier. Our promise. We made a promise. Vignier! Please, Vignier! Don't think badly of me. All I want to do is fulfill our promise.
At this point, the verdict of this trial is clear. With Mr. Marcel's conviction, the charges against Mr. Tartaglia no longer have any basis.
Fine by me. I was in a bad mood, but after a show like that, I'm actually feeling pretty good.
Traveler,
of course you are.
Please submit all the evidence you have collected to the guards, so that I might review and summarize the truth behind the serial disappearances case.
With pleasure. Yvelet proceeds to review and compile all the evidence.
The man now
records.
known as Marcel was originally named Vacher and worked as an adventurer with his partner and lover Vignier. During an underwater expedition, Vignier accidentally came into contact with water from the primordial sea and was dissolved in front of Vacher as a result. Vacher learned of the primordial water's existence through the work of others and began to kidnap young women for research, with the goal of discovering a method to restore Vignier back to life. To cover his tracks, he invented the new alias of Marcel and began to operate a business in Poisson. During the course of his research, Vacher discovered that a diluted concoction of water from the primordial sea can induce feelings of euphoria, and began to manufacture and market synth. However, as he accumulated wealth to fund his continued research and expanded the scope, he came into conflict with Spina di Rosula.
Oh.
After exchanging blows with Spina di Rosula for many years, Vacher decided to assassinate their president Callus at a banquet. Although the assassination did not go as Vacher expected, he was able to turn Callus into the murder suspect by dissolving the assassin he sent to the scene. And just recently, Vacher attempted to frame Linny as the culprit of the serial disappearances case, using a similar method. However, his attempt to frame Linny failed, and the power of water from the primordial sea became public knowledge. This case also exposed enough of Vacher's machinations that he was eventually successfully charged in court. Thus concludes the enigmatic history of the serial disappearances case, with the truth revealed to all.
At long last. And everyone loves it, including random children who I don't understand why they're allowed to be at this. This is a murder trial.
The Oratrice will now deliver the final verdict regarding the charges against Mr. Vacher.
Well, Oratrice, you know what to do, right? So, light up the room.
According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale, Mr. Vacher is guilty.
Womp womp.
Guards! Take Vacher away.
Yeah, sashay away.
Good. It's what he deserves.
With that, the serial disappearances case is over now.
Why do I get the feeling there's still more to it?
We really just witnessed history. Who would have thought the true culprit would be such a polite and well-spoken guy?
Who was deranged?
Yippee! We helped Navia bring the bad guy to justice! He's hurt so many innocent people and now he's finally getting what he deserves. Huh? Are you okay?
Yeah, I guess Navia needs a moment because she needs some closure.
Demoiselle, you were absolutely brilliant.
The day our late boss had always hoped for has finally come. You can rest easy now, knowing justice has been served.
Yeah. It's finally over. It's all thanks to you guys. And my partner. See, Papa? Spina di Rosula's still doing well with me at the helm.
Well now, hasn't this been a most delicious piece of drama? The villain has been caught, justice has been served, past wrongs have been righted, and it's a big ol' happy ending.
Why do I get the feeling that you're still looking for something here?
Since it's been such a great show, I'll just let the false accusations against me slide. Either way, I've still got some business to attend to. So, if you'll excuse me...
Please wait just one moment, Mr. Tartaglia.
Oh, why?
What now? None of this has anything to do with me.
According to court protocol, since this trial was initiated due to a charge against you, a verdict must also be made regarding the initial charge before the trial can conclude.
Oh, come on. Is this really necessary? Haven't you already caught the real criminal? Isn't it time for side characters like me to exit stage left?
Please respect the laws of Fontaine. This has always been the rule.
All right, but this sure is a lot of hassle. All I need to do is stand over there, right? Let's just get this over with.
Through evidence
let's just
presented
get
in the
this over
public
with.
trial that was just held, it has been established that Mr. Tartaglia has no direct connection to the serial disappearances case. The guilty party has been identified, and thus it is logical to suppose Mr. Tartaglia is innocent of the charges. We now turn to the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale to render the final verdict on the charges.
I don't think we're gonna get to that point.
According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale, Mr. Tartaglia is guilty.
But why?
What?
Hey! That's not funny! Didn't you just say I'm supposed to be innocent? What's with this verdict? Is your justice machine malfunctioning?
Huh? This has never happened before. The Oratrice actually returned a different verdict from the Chief Justice.
I mean, have you ever heard of an innocent Fatui Harbinger? Do you think the Oratrice might have just convicted him on general principle?
But weren't the charges about the serial disappearances case? No matter what else he's guilty of, it shouldn't affect the verdict in this case, right?
Yeah, what's going on here?
The judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale is, by law, the final verdict of the court. We must accept the guilty verdict. Guards, please take the suspect into custody per court protocol.
I hardly doubt they're gonna be able to subdue someone like him. Yeah, he's limbering up. He's leaping from the stage. He's gonna bust through everything.
This is how justice is done in Fontaine. What a joke. You've got your rules.
And
well,
so do I. Yeah, it's easy for him to take out a whole bunch of mechanical monstrosities like these. Yeah, there's no way you're gonna stop a Harbinger with those. And as for everyone in the audience, I would hope that you would start running. Yeah, this is what he can really do.
He's activating his spell legacy!
Looks like Neuvillette decided to intervene. Was that rash?
I am sorry.
Or rational?
If you have been wronged, we will find the truth. But the rules of the court must be upheld.
Jeez, they just one-shot the guy. Yeah, a little grease from the robots, but nothing serious.
Hey, Monsieur Neuvillette, what's going on? Shouldn't they have been cleared already?
Apologies. This is also the first time I've encountered such a situation. However, according to the rules established at the conception of Fontaine's court system, the Oratrice's judgment is the final verdict of the court. All I do is follow court procedure. As for why the Oratrice arrived at the conclusion it did, you should probably ask someone more knowledgeable than me.
Even though the Chief Justice doesn't know, yeah. Hey, Archon!
Why are you looking at me? I had nothing to do with it!
Yeah, you've been just standing up here this whole time.
I don't know what happened there either. Hey, stop staring at me!
Uh-oh.
What does Lady Farina mean by that?
Yeah. All of a sudden...
She says she has no idea either? But that's impossible. Didn't she create the Oratrice herself?
Yeah, so are the verdicts reliable or not? Can results like this really be called justice?
Yeah, all of a sudden... Yeah, all it takes is one incorrect verdict to suddenly throw everything in doubt.
My dearest citizens, did you really think we'd allow an incorrect verdict to be handed out in this court? Did you really believe that the judgment could be mistaken or be the result of some sort of random mishap? Don't tell me you thought even I had been blindsided by the oratrice's result.
But the way she looked just now, it was pretty obvious she had no idea what was going on.
However, given the state of things, I shall give you an explanation.
Sure you will.
Everything that just took place, including my supposed shock and bafflement,
Supposed?
was a part of an elaborate performance, with every action meant to stir up drama and excitement. And, of course, for every performance, there is a script. Everything has unfolded exactly as I expected from the very beginning. As the embodiment of the very concept of justice, the oratrice shall never render an arbitrary judgment. If you thought Child had nothing to do with the serial disappearances case, it is only because you've been blinded by the superficial appearance of innocence. Everything he's done, not to mention the danger he poses, are beyond ordinary comprehension and completely unforgivable. All shall be revealed in time. You will come to understand my noble intentions, as well as the absolute correctness of the oratrice's verdict. Now, having said that, although I hate to leave things hanging in suspense, it is now time for this performance to end. As the lead actress, I shall be the first to take my leave. Toodaloo!
So she chose to make her escape after all, did she?
Yeah, something tells me that Nouvelette may be sowing the seeds of dissension.
So you're saying we shouldn't put much stock into what she just said?
She probably just put on that performance to save face. As for the truth, it's unlikely that she actually has any idea.
Way to pull out the rug from under her.
However, please be assured that I will continue to investigate this case in a personal capacity. Just as I promised, if the judgment has been incorrect, we will do our utmost to clear his name.
All right. Even though we feel pretty badly for him, we'll take your word for it for now. After all, he's done plenty of bad stuff, so he should have known he'd go to prison someday, right?
Yeah, more or less. Leave the opera house. Alright. Also, hello, and people who are just randomly trying to figure this all out as the guards are trying to help you soak it all in. Yeah, that was a thing that happened.
Hey, what are you doing? Quick, stop him!
I have weapons, I can stop
Traveler!
him.
Hey! Traveler!
Yeah. Don't make me resort to violence to beat you up.
Marcel! What are you doing over here?
Stop resisting arrest! Cease, or we'll add another charge to the list!
No, wait! I just want to ask the Traveler something. I'm not looking to run away. Please, just let me ask this one small thing.
Go on.
Yeah, go on.
Thank you. I was being led away when I finally realized something. Where did you first hear the name Vacher? I erased all records of that name. So, unless...
Are you still trying to prove your innocence? Give it up. You've already been convicted.
Yeah, I met her.
Really? You did? You're sure? You met her? But how could that be? How did you manage to do it?
Yeah, we're on the Fountain of Lucine with my sensitivity to hydro.
The Fountain of Lucine? Then she's been so close to me all along. And I just never... Please give me a chance to talk to her again. Just let the traveler take me to the fountain to see her one last time. This is the last request I'll ever make in my life. You can do whatever you want to me afterwards. I don't care.
What? Give an inch and you want to take a mile? Do you think serial killers get to make requests like that?
Paimon agrees. Why should we give him what he wants when he's only done a ton of super terrible things?
This request, is it worth as much to you as your life?
Of course! Wait, no. It's worth even more than my life.
Humans. Will they betray the instinct to live just to satisfy spiritual needs?
Why did he leave it off with the word human? Does that mean that Neuvillette himself is not human?
Very well. I will grant your request.
Your Honor, I fear that...
I will go with him. You do not need to worry about any escape.
In that case, I shall leave him in your most capable hands, Chief Justice.
Thank you, Your Honor.
The quest location is currently... Okay, bring... Counter... Yeah, what the heck is going on with that? Maybe I just have to leave the opera house in order to get to where I need to go? I guess we'll find out soon enough, won't we? Oh, so I'm already at it right now. But there was a block, though. So what exactly is going on with that? No, that's not that. The quest location is currently involved in other quests. Please check the details. View details. Goal, counter the phantom blubber beast. So take a stroll in the court of Fontaine's business district. Okay. Is that over here by the... Yeah, Statue of the Seven? Arrow's going this way. Alright. Yeah, what the heck's going on? Call left. I mean, Luna and Cheryl, I don't know if you guys are still watching right now, but maybe if you guys have an explanation of what's going on. Okay. Oops. Yeah, why is this random quest blocking out? Oh, it's the third.
Fontaine, please watch your step.
Yeah, why is this one quest blocking everything else out? Also, apparently it is still on a lower floor. Okay, yeah, the trails of glitter really need to stop misleading me.
Welcome to the court of Fontaine. Please watch your step.
So that's gonna be on floor 1. So as we get closer and closer. Okay, so we go over here. Oh, then what? Oh, that was weird. So we head off this direction. Can I go in the door? I can climb it, but that's not the same thing.
I need to get out more.
So yeah, back up in the direction of Adventurers Guild. And then we come over here. Force this trigger.
Snappity snap, printy printy printy, stackity stack stack stack.
Oh, looks like I'm about to be very photogenic.
Whoa, those two are kind of big deals. Hey, you two! Can I take your picture?
Huh?
You're talking to us?
Does she mean us? Why does she want our picture?
If it's for commercial use, we can charge her for it.
Guess we better get used to the celebrity treatment, huh? Can't blame the fans for wanting a photo of their heroes.
Yeah, let's go and see this for ourselves.
But
Hello.
if this is for anything besides your own personal use, then we're legally allowed to charge you. Wait, what would they call it here? An appearance fee? Photo shoot fee?
Absolutely! It's just an honor to be able to photograph the Ace Adventurer duo. How does 1.5 million Mora sound?
I'd be down with that.
Sounds fine! Hold up, how much did you say again? 1.5 million? Did Paimon hear that right?
Yeah.
That's a lot of Mora for just one photograph. Maybe a little too much. Are we really worth all that?
Too good to be true?
You guys are overreacting. This measly 1.5 mil is just the start. If you're interested in working with me as a photographer, you could potentially be taking home anywhere up to 9 figures. Snap some snaps and stack those stacks.
9 figures? That's... wait. Every 1,000 is 3 figures plus 1 for the 1, so 1 million, that's 7, plus 2 is 10 million, 100 million. 100 million?
Yeah, I just throw numbers out?
Yeah, this all sounds too crazy even for Paimon to fall for it. What kind of racket are you running here? You planning on flashing a couple of famous faces to con innocent people?
Con innocent people? You took the words right out of my mouth. But you got it back to front. My goal here is to rid Tevat of everyone out there who's trying to con innocent people. Help me out, and there'll be a big bonus in it for you.
Whoa, back up a little. Seems you skipped a couple of steps. How did you get from photography to crime fighting?
Well, it all has to do with an important problem in law enforcement that often gets overlooked. Target recognition. Common sense says that if Gardamex want to fight crime, the first thing they need to do is identify who's a criminal and who isn't, right? But what happens when a Gardamek mistakes an honest citizen for a criminal, or sees someone brandishing a weapon in public but fails to flag them as a potential threat? Then you've got a huge problem. Think of the poor fisherman whose fishing rod gets mistaken for a spear, or the crafty crook who carries around a metal pipe to club his victims with, but dismissed as a regular plumber.
Okay, fair enough. You're kinda making sense now.
Kinda.
Great. Okay, so let's say I disguise myself as a cat, or a dog, or a finch, or a pigeon, or maybe even a blubber beast, because why the heck not? So I'm walking around the city streets like an escaped amusement park employee, and a Gardamek sees me. How do you think it would respond?
Yeah, don't you mean a costume?
Oh, that's cheating! A Gardamek's not gonna do anything to some cute little critter. Also, what kind of blubber beast would even want to come to the city anyway?
Bingo! Right answer. Gardemex are incapable of registering cats, dogs, finches, pigeons, and, of course, blubber beasts as potential targets. Their image recognition system actually ignores them completely. It is actually fairly logical if you think about it. Removing all the near-zero risk entities from the target database boosts performance in most situations. But here's a quote from a recent report in the Steambird. Several keen-eyed thieves who noticed a flaw in the Gardemex detection systems disguised themselves as blubber beasts during the commission of their crimes. Completely blind to the would-be blubber beasts, the Gardemex made no attempt to intervene in the thefts committed by the gang.
Okay.
Wait, so this actually happened? And the Gardemex really didn't catch them? Okay, that's pretty gutsy, but also kind of horrifying. What if they get bored of petty theft and move on to something even worse? They could get away with anything.
Exactly! And that's why we have to fight these criminals in the domain of technology. It's turned into an ongoing tug-of-war between their disguises and our image recognition capabilities. And I, Lapine Pauline, specialist in graph adversarial technology, am determined to do my part towards a crime-free future for Fontaine. Currently, I'm in the process of collecting sample images. Once I have a large enough pool, I'll use that to develop a simple but powerful and highly accurate image recognition algorithm that runs on a small graphical processing module. Any clockwork mecha installed with this module will instantly be able to recognize people wearing disguises and accurately assess the criminal threat they pose. And, if all goes to plan, the Palais Mermonia will jump at the chance to have these installed on every Gardemek in the city. It's the business opportunity of a lifetime.
It all starts with you doing street photography or where you have trouble getting enough samples.
Paimon's getting deja vu. Let me guess, you're a homebody researcher who prefers to stick to the city, limiting your potential sample size. And the reason you want to work with us is because we can go out into the wild and help you get all the other photos you need, right?
Wow! Right again! Down to the last detail. It sounds like the Ace Adventurer duo has seen it all before.
And then some.
What do you say? Join my project, become a graph adversarial technology specialist, and together we can expose every costume defender in Fontaine. Crucially, with your help, we can build a solid graph adversarial tech pipeline and take Fontaine's technology and law enforcement capabilities to the next level. Everybody wins.
This does sound like it's for a good cause. Forget
But
the
would it
moral.
work?
We can't stand by and do nothing. There are criminals out there giving blubber beasts a bad name, and that's something Paimon won't stand for!
9-figure bonus, here we go.
Great! And just like that, welcome to the team. Okay, take this. It's an image recognition sample collector. It contains recording and analysis equipment that I designed myself, and comes complete with a user guide. I've already looked through lots of images from all over to determine the key features of the samples I'd like to collect. All you need to do is work your way through the guide, get the pictures, and bring them back to me. Simple. Let's get this show on the road, everyone. We must win the tug-of-war against evildoers and score some big-ticket orders from the Palais Mermonia.
During the event, use this image sampling camera to take pictures of targets that Pauline points out to randomly obtain a special sample. You can take a total of 10 shots per day, and these will be reset the next day. You can exchange samples with your friends during this event. Well, that would certainly help me out. Now we can finally do what we intended. So, back to the fountain. Yeah, enough silly distractions. We have to stop a man from losing his mind here. Or losing what's left of his mind. So, that night.
Is this the place? You said she's here, but what do I need to do to see her?
Back then I drank water from the primordial sea. It heightened my sensitivity to the hydro elements.
Yeah, and even Paimon could hear her after drinking that thing. Didn't you just drink a lot of it on the stage as well? Oh, in that case...
Vache!
Yeah, can you hear it?
Yes, that's it! So you heard it too!
Vinier, it's me! It's me, Vache!
Vache? Vache?
I'm here! I'm here! Where are you, Vinier? I'm coming for you. I'm finally here for you.
Hey, wait! Be careful! Hey, wait!
Is he just jumping in?
Vinier, is that you? It's me, Vache! Vinier!
Vache? Why did you come? Didn't I say? You don't need to look for me.
This guy is desperate.
You look a lot older than I remember. How long has it been?
It's been more than 20 years. I've suffered for over 20 years since the day you left. All this time, only the thought of bringing you back has kept me alive. Nothing else mattered to me. I must be dreaming. Who would have thought I'd get the chance to tell you all of my feelings like this? Vinier, you are my everything. I really don't know how I could live without you.
But Vache, if you ask me, this world would be better off without you.
Oh, what?
What are you saying?
I guess given that you killed so many people?
If not for you, I would have finished my law degree and probably become a top-tier attorney one day.
So he came all this way, and now you're telling him off.
If not for you, I would have continued to pursue my love of the arts, and my works would have been displayed in the Palais Mermonia itself. If not for you, I would at least have been able to take care of my mother. And she would not have grown old and died alone, with nothing but the tears on her cheeks. It's all because of your selfishness, Vache. It's all because of you.
He's so desperate to save her and bring her back from the dead, he kills a whole bunch of other people, and then, once he finally has the opportunity to be reunited with her, she just tells him off. This is so perfect.
Wait, you are not Vinier. Who are you?
You're right. I am not Vinier. I am the sacrifices. Every woman who died by your hand, as our bodies dissolved, our consciousnesses flowed back to the primordial sea. Our thoughts circulated endlessly within the primordial sea, and we were no longer individuals, but we became one, just as streams of water come together in the sea. I'm Cressy. I'm Lemony. I'm Azine.
Oh jeez, yeah. This is creepy.
The only one I am not is Vinier.
Why? But then, where is Vinier?
She doesn't want to see you anymore. Every tendril of her consciousness is avoiding you. This is what you get for your selfishness. Your selfishness robbed us of our lives and our futures. You said time and time again that you'd do any and everything for her.
He certainly did.
But did you ever consider whether she'd want to see you do the things that you did? If she would despise you for what you became?
Yeah, try and explain this one.
You are a liar, a heartless murderer, and a cowardly narcissist. The only thing you are not is Vinier's beloved. From the moment your first victim died and her consciousness merged with Vinier's, she has had nothing but pure hatred for you.
Looks like it looks like I didn't meet Vinier back then either. They must have wanted me to lure Marcel here from the very beginning. Oh, this is so crazy.
No, Vinier. She can't hate me. Let me see her, please. Have mercy.
Do you really deserve it, though?
You still don't understand. When I said don't look for me, that came from the real Vinier.
She really doesn't want to see you anymore. But on top of that, she also said that because it's her final drop of pity for you. She said that because she knew that if you did come here, we will show no mercy to you.
Yeah. Halloween!
Vache.
Vache?
Yeah. Look at your victims in the eyes!
Drown.
Yeah, you couldn't be evaporated, so now, later the guards find that the culprit of the serial disappearances, Marcel, appeared to have lost his soul. Several days later. Yeah, his ass is grass. He's been executed for his crimes. And ironically, it's raining!
Finally, we have some time to do shopping. Gosh, it's really been a long time since we've been able to relax.
Shopping is stressful in its own way, though.
Well met, partner.
Oh, hey, Nadia.
I knew something great was going to happen when I woke up in such a good mood today.
Even this weather can't put a damper on the demoiselle's mood.
It's a pleasure to see you both again.
Oh, hey, Navia! It's been a few days. Paimon's already started to miss you.
Oh, now that I believe. I'm easy to work with and always bring home the bacon. Who wouldn't treasure having a partner like me?
Sounds like you're really enjoying life these days, Navia. What have you been busy with since the trial?
It's just been one thing after the other. I've been making non-stop trips between Poisson and the courts in Sen.
To do what?
Everyone from Spina di Rosula organized a memorial for my father. We never held a memorial when he first died, since everyone knew that even if we held one back then, no one was going to come.
Will they come now?
This time, though, everyone in Poisson, and even many people from the court, all attended.
Oh, it happened already?
So his name's definitely been cleared now. That's what we like to hear.
It's been the dearest wish of Demoiselle all along.
That blasted stubborn fool. I was right to put my faith in him. I'm so glad I didn't give up on the case all those years ago.
Yes, indeed. Also, I'm glad that the culprit is not the Blues brother, Mr. Silver.
Oh, by the way, I ran into Charlotte just after I left the memorial service. Well, maybe it'd be more accurate to say I knew she would be there, and there was no way she'd just let me go.
Nope.
Huh? So you know Charlotte too? The Charlotte? Journalist from the Steambird?
Oh, her.
Yeah, way back when I first became the president of the Spina di Rosula, she was all over me. Wouldn't take no for an answer.
Yeah, for some reason I was thinking of Jacques' wife.
I believe the story was called The True Heart of Darkness, Secret Tales of the Yellow Rose. To be fair, though, it was a really flattering feature. So, we've been on pretty good terms ever since. She was trying to lean on our friendship to get me to do an exclusive piece on the serial disappearances case.
Oh yeah, she told us about that. She's always been super interested in that case, so now her wishes finally come true too.
Anyway, I told her to make sure that when she writes about you guys entering the opera house with the critical evidence, that you both sound really cool.
Now that's another thing to look forward to. We trust Charlotte's skills with a pen for sure.
Oh, and in other news, I also took Clarand out for a meal.
Oh, okay.
Oh, are you two on better terms now?
I would hope so.
While you were investigating Vache's headquarters, Clarand gave testimony on my father's behalf. It was thanks to her that we were able to turn the tide. I wanted to thank her. I mean, there's also no point in being awkward all the time, so we took the chance to reconcile with each other.
Oh, that's great. Paimon also thought Clarend wasn't actually a bad person. It's always good to have more friends.
Yeah, I didn't think she was a bad person either, just really monotone.
Anyway, now that the case has finally been solved, perhaps it will slowly begin to fade from the public consciousness. Oh, actually, there's still one last thing I need to do.
Also, I just noticed, why does Navia only wear one glove on her hand?
What is it?
I should pay a visit to my father's grave and tell him the truth of what happened, as well as how it all ended.
Yeah, that would make sense.
And on top of that, just how much people still look up to him to this day. That includes me, too.
Miss Navia.
Indeed.
Yeah, I want to
We
come.
too. We also think Callus is a really admirable person.
Sure thing. I'd like you two to share the moment with me. After all, without you, there might not have been such a positive ending.
And in that case, everyone, let's be off. Considering the recent weather, we'll be lucky if we can reach Poisson before dark.
Yeah, you're right. It's been raining non-stop for a few days now.
Yeah, it certainly has. And so... Are we just getting warped right there? Or do I have to take myself to where it is?
This is where my
yeah, we're just
father's
getting warped
grave
there.
is. To be perfectly honest, even I haven't been back here for a long time.
Huh? There's someone there already. Wait. That figure. It can't be.
His ghost?
Isn't that Nervalette?
Oh,
Why would the
Nervalette.
Chief Justice be here? Huh? Navia?
Yeah, I guess you're gonna bury the hatchet with him too. Come on, just come out
My
and say it.
apologies. I should have asked before coming to pay my respects.
Don't say that.
Sorry about that.
Oh, I was trying to say there's no need for you to apologize. I wanted to show my father how much I've grown, but still, I doubt I've grown to the point that even the Chief Justice would feel compelled to apologize to me over and over.
In that case, I will stop apologizing for now.
You really could use some pointers on understanding human emotions, Monsieur Nervalette.
Yeah, is Nervalette an Archon himself?
In any case, why did you come to Poisson?
Well, ever since that day, I've been turning a question over and over in my head. Just what is justice anyway?
Exactly.
There was once a time when I didn't want to believe that there could be anything more important to humans than life itself. Oh, rather than that, it's probably more truthful to say I didn't believe humans were capable of resisting the most basic instinct of living things. That they could rebel against their own nature, or consider certain things to be more important than their own lives. Which is also why I didn't stop your father from beginning that fateful duel. I believed that a truly innocent man would never throw away his life like that. That there was nothing, should have been nothing more important than one's own continued survival. But Mr. Callus proved me utterly and decisively wrong. If not for his sacrifice, the serial disappearances case would have remained unsolved to this day. Mr. Callus made the choice he did for his daughter, for his associates, and for many people completely unrelated to him.
Yeah, and no one even knew it.
And in the end, from a certain perspective, one could say that he did it all for the sake of justice. A justice that's higher than life itself. So, you asked me why I came here. I just wanted to say my apologies to Mr. Callus in person. I should have noticed all of this much sooner. This regret has filled me with a sadness that has haunted me for days. That high and mighty chair in the Opera Epiclese indeed insulates one from many important things. Spina di Rosula, thank you so much for your hard work and perseverance.
I'm sorry for being mad at you before.
I don't think she needs to apologize for that.
So, you're actually one of those types that's cold on the outside, but pretty thoughtful on the inside, huh? That reminds me of Silver, one of my guys.
Sorry about that. Self-expression is not one of my strong suits.
Didn't I just say you don't need to apologize?
So Navia and Nervalette seem to have made their peace as well.
Yep.
Let's not disturb them for now. We can wait till after they're done.
Or we can just be on our way. That can be done too. Following that, you also pay respects to Callus.
Paimon's never paid respects at someone's grave before. Did Paimon do anything rude there?
You're not usually supposed to fly around someone's grave?
Huh? Oh, Paimon didn't know that was a thing. But Paimon doesn't know what she would do if she can't fly. Oh no. Paimon hopes Miss Navia won't be too mad. Anyway, Nervalette is still standing around there. It's not often that we can catch him alone like this, so why don't we go talk to him for a bit? If we can't talk to Lady Farina, we can at least talk to him, right?
Alright then. Well then, Mr. Nouvelette's, whatever you're supposed to be.
Oh, it's you two. Did Miss Navia invite you to come pay your respects to her father?
She did.
Mm-hmm. We ran into Navia on the streets today, so we just followed her here.
I see. Then is there something that I can help you with?
Where do we begin?
Well, it's pretty hard to run into you like this, since you're usually super busy. So we figured we could try to ask you a few questions, if that's okay.
Please feel free. Though outsiders, you helped us solve one of the greatest mysteries in Fontaine, and it would be my pleasure to return the favor.
Alright then. Yeah, first things first.
Your sibling, another blonde-haired traveler. I'm sorry, but I've never seen anyone who matches that description. If she ever stepped foot in Fontaine, I'm sure she followed our laws to the letter, and had no reason to appear on the stage of the opera Epiclese. Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about?
Well, I guess we might as well cover the other things as well.
So, at court, the bad guys referred to that special water as water from the primordial sea. But what is it really?
Yeah, I wish we knew too.
Truthfully, that name is already quite accurate. I can only surmise that Vacher and his ilk only learned of its nature and existence after extensive research. There used to be a special sea on the surface of this planet. The nature of its seawater was rather different from that of the sea we know today. Most of Tevat's life forms were first born in that special sea. You could say it nurtured much of the life on this planet.
Huh. So it really was where everything began. It makes sense to call it primordial then.
But today, the primordial sea no longer exists on the planet's surface.
Yeah, it's somewhere else entirely.
What Vacher discovered must have been some kind of special case, or a remnant from a truly ancient age.
Huh. So that's how it is. Oh, you really know everything, Monsieur Nervalette. But if that's the case, then why would people, at least people from Fontaine, dissolve in that kind of water?
Yeah, why is that?
Indeed. Why would the primordial sea, which was known to engender and nurture life, suddenly reverse itself and devour life instead?
Yeah, I get the feeling we'll be looking into something like that later on down the line.
To be frank, that also doesn't match my understanding of this world and its laws. There must still be some unknown secrets around the people of this land. Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about?
Let's move on to the prophecy.
That the sea levels will rise and everyone will be dissolved in water, leaving Farina crying alone on her throne, but the sins of the people will be finally washed away for good. Does that appropriately summarize the version you've heard?
Pretty much.
That's right! It was Linny that told us back then. And that about covers all the main points.
Yes, up to the present, I think we reached a point where we have no choice but to confront this prophecy directly. Rumors have it that this prophecy is rooted in the last words the former Hydro Archon left to the world before she passed away.
A prophecy? Of the former Hydro Archon? Wow. This is the first time that we've ever heard of it.
Me too.
2 parts of the prophecy have already proven correct. The rising sea levels and the ability of the people of Fontaine to be dissolved. We should be more vigilant and stay on the watch for further signs. Speaking of the prophecy, Farina has also always taken it quite seriously. Indeed, she has been collecting information and intelligence from across Tevat for this purpose. If the rumors were true, then perhaps this prophecy is the conundrum left to Farina by her predecessor.
But with Farina being the way she is, can we really trust her to solve it?
Yeah, she has proven herself to be very fallible.
Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about?
Yeah, Nivelet's not even gonna try and justify that with a response. And finally, did you get Oh yeah, you one-shot Child,
My apologies.
by the way.
My investigation has still not reached its conclusion. However, I still believe the judgment of the Oratrice was not rendered arbitrarily.
But you also said you thought he was innocent.
For many years, I have been quite aware that the Oratrice does not simply mechanically repeat the verdict that I give on each case. As a divinely created mechanism, the people's unified faith in the concept of justice is integrated into it. Not only can it produce the incredible power of indemnitium, but it likely also possesses other traits, such as self-awareness. Which is all to say, I have been prepared for a situation like this for a long time.
Have you now?
So when Lenny told us that he heard a human voice from the room where the Oratrice's core is stored...
I was not aware such a thing had occurred. Perhaps that could serve to prove my conjecture. I will add that to the list of items to investigate.
Well, let's hope there is something for you to investigate when you get there.
In any case, I am inclined to believe that the Oratrice does have a methodology all its own. We just do not have enough information. Based on Farina's reaction, I doubt even she had any idea what was going on. She managed to bluff her way through it, though, with her time-tested twin tricks of bravado and drama.
Yeah, she's very good at that, at least.
While we do intend to get to the bottom of this, for now, we regret to say that the Fatui Harbinger will just have to bide his time in the fortress of Meripede.
Until he can find a way to break out.
If we did incorrectly convict him of crimes he did not commit, we will most certainly compensate him to the fullest extent allowed by the law.
If you ask Paimon, the only compensation he'll want is a no-holds-barred fight with you.
Yeah, I don't think he'll take very kindly to the fact that he was one-shot.
Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about?
No, I think we are done.
Very well. It was my honor to provide you with what answers I could. I very much enjoyed conversing with you. It will soon be time for me to leave this blissful tranquility behind and return to Palais Memoria.
Yeah, you still got a job to do.
You really are super busy, Monsieur Neuvillette. Paimon thought you only came here to pay your respects today because you had the day off.
Crime and villainy do not have the day off, and so justice must work around the clock as well. This is merely the nature of a justice's work.
All right. You've got a point. Huh? Paimon just noticed that the rain has stopped.
Yeah, it stopped a while ago. Yeah, we've had this beautiful sunset the whole time. But that ends this particular part of the story, officially.
You know, we've been walking around for a while now. Why don't we go back to the Spina di Rosula base in the Court of Fontaine and have a rest?
Well, to be honest, I couldn't agree more.
About having a place ready for us there, didn't she? Come on, let's go!
Yeah, I think we will go there, but that'll come next time because we're at 2 hours now, so it's always my perfect time to go and bring things to a close here. So before calling things off, I really feeling like I do want to get back to a situation where I want to see if I can have someone for you guys to go raid. Before I do though, I do need to make sure to switch everything back to a keyboard, just so that I can have control of my mouse again. Now then, let's see if we can find someone on Twitch for you guys to go and raid. Let's see if we can find who is available. Okay, so yeah, I know that everyone's not big on Final Fantasy these days, but let's see if we can find someone who can... Let's see if we can find a smaller viewer to, or a person to go and give a stream to. Little high. Who can we give a little love to? I want to make sure that the person at least speaks English. Alright. I may have someone in mind. Let's see if... Okay, so that person's screen is loading. Alright, I want to see if I can get this for you guys. Okay, so, just for the heck of it, I'm gonna have you guys, I need to remember how this works. Because, yeah, it's been so long since I've rated someone. Alright, so I'm gonna have you guys raid a Twitcher by the name of Sinner Mori. We're gonna see if we can help this person out a little. It seems like this person's at level 40 right now, so if you're able to show your support for this person, I'm sure they would really be grateful and appreciative, and I know they would too. So we're gonna go ahead and bring things to a close. I'm gonna see if I can stream again tomorrow, and we'll see if we can team up and do some stuff together, and hopefully we can be able to have a good time. So with that, I'd like to thank everyone for watching the continuation of Let's Play Genshin Impact live here on Twitch. And I'll see you guys back here again as we prepare to venture on here in Fontaine and see what else we can accomplish. So thanks everyone for watching, and until next time everyone, may you ever walk in the lights.